Hello, Form 7s. I hope you're well. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building up on what you did in the previous lesson where you looked at your mock solo theatre piece work in Form 6 and out of that determine some of your own personal learning goals to be able to improve when you're working on it in Form 7 this year. And then we also looked at the bigger kind of task of a solo theatre piece because last year the focus on purpose was just on the process of going from the theatre theory into creating the solo theatre piece, which you documented only the criterion D, C, process. So we didn't look at the research, we didn't look at documenting the process of creating the solo theatre piece. So right now, you've only got the criterion C, but you've got an understanding of the bigger picture of the solo theatre piece. Today's lesson will help you now start making the choices you need and start to planning your own learning so that at different moments you can kind of go back, make decisions, check in with yourself and help you inform the next stages of the work. In our previous lesson, you would have access this Google Sheet personalized according to your mock solo theatre piece that you completed last year in Form 6. So from that, what you've done, you would have gotten the feedback from your peers yourself, from the teachers, both Mr. Emmanuel and I, for criterion C1, and then you would have looked at your observations. What are the similarities? What are the difference? Why do you think they're different? Why do you think they're similar? And then from that, you would have also determined what your learning goals for this unit might be in order to improve. And obviously that would be to improve your C1. You would have done the same with C2. Again, looked at the observations across the self-assessment, peer assessment and teacher assessment comments and determine your learning goal or goals for criterion C2. For both of these, make sure the work is quite specific. Do not write, I just want to do better, I want to improve, I know that wasn't good. Say, what are you going to do exactly to improve? So you might be looking at consolidating how you use lighting and how you integrate that into the earlier stages of the work. For example, that would be a bit more specific as a learning goal. And then you would have finished this off by looking at what do you already know, what do you need to learn in order to complete criterion A of this task. And this would be based a lot on the HR report that you looked at and assessed yesterday. And then you can proceed with a plan of research process and timeline for criterion A. Over here, I think you can hold off from answering this last one, but do answer this one now. So this will wrap up what we did in the previous lesson. What you're going to do in today's lesson is you're going to be looking at the scorecard. So this is something you're going to see in your different classes, and this is the scorecard for the solo theatre piece. So what do you need to do? First of all, you need to look at your understandings, the ideas from my chosen theatre theory, intentions of my chosen theatre theories, aspects of theatre theory. You might say that these three, because you don't know what your theatre theories and theatre theory is yet, you might not quite be all that good yet, and that's fine. Performance material. Then there might be other knowledge and understanding and content that you might want to have, and this will come from your learning goals that you put under C1 and C2. So this is what do you want to know, okay? This is knowledge, understanding. And if you do have that, what you need to do is you just insert a row below, and you can insert as many rows below as you want, and you add those. These will be your personalized learning goals. So from that, the first thing you do, just to recap, is you go through this first column and you review what's there and you add any other learning goals you've got. From here, you're going to go into your self-rating. You're going to say, are you novice, are you a learner, are you a practitioner, or are you an expert? This is the same kind of language we used when you were doing your self-assessment as a whole class last year. So novice, you're just beginning with that. As a learner, you're developing it. You're still in process of getting better at it, but you're able to do it a little bit. As a practitioner, you're completely using it. Small rooms for improvement, and as an expert, you might be able to show others how to do it. So, for example, because you don't yet know your chosen theatre theory, you might realize that right now you're at the novice level, but later on, you might be able to go up to, hopefully, sharing level at the expert level. So, for each of the ones that you've got here, plus the ones I've added, you're going to give yourself a self-rating. At what level do you rate yourself within your learning journey? You're starting afresh, so you don't yet know these theatre theories, and that's fine. Then at the end of each, similar again to the way we did it last year, you would choose your level last year, and then you would have to justify. So right now you're going to justify why have you put yourself at novice, why have you put yourself at learner, why have you put yourself at practitioner, or why have you put yourself at expert. So over here, let's say I've put myself at novice. I have not yet chosen the theatre theory, and as such do not yet have that knowledge. Putting it in your own words. This is all you need to do. Column 1, column 2, column 3. You're going to go down. Now this here is based on the understanding and the knowledge. Over here is based on what you can do, what you know, and here what you can do. So what you can do might be ATL skills, might be subject specific skills, theatre specific skills, or it might be competencies that you need to have as an HL student in the DP theatre classroom. So over here again, you're going to see a couple of one, apply aspects of theatre theory for activities and or exercises. Now this, you will carry it on from the Form 6 mock solo theatre piece. Formulate aligned intentions, again, that's a carry on from last year. Make a solo theatre piece based on the aspect or aspects of theatre theory as a creator. Develop the design for my solo theatre piece. Self-direct in order to create a solo theatre piece which has the same effect on the audience as wanted the theatre theories. So all of that, you should use what you did in Form 6 for your mock solo theatre piece to be able to complete it. Now over here is where you can refer to the work in other components, because we did not record audience feedback. Feedback is the audience feedback. For the solo theatre piece, we didn't do that, but in other units, you did do that. Record search for sources in steps, so types of search engines, search terms, and so on. It might be something that you can carry on from other classes, not just theatre. And then use higher order thinking such as analysis and evaluation. By now, you should already be using it. So you'll have same thing as you did above there. You're going to have your self-rating. You're going to put yourself at which level you are. Are you a novice, learner, practitioner, or expert? And then over here, let's say a learner. Over here, I'm going to say, so last year when I was doing my mock solo theatre piece, I did this. I'm still learning. I was able to do this, but I've realized those are other aspects that I still need to improve. So you can then explain. All right. So make sure that by the end of today's lesson, you have finished this over here. So you've got these two guiding questions and these two guiding questions. And then the research process phase 1, you've got the first 2 to do, not yet the second. And make sure that you finish completing, filling up your solo theatre piece scorecard. These are the 2 things you need to do. Do not yet go on to the intermediate and at the end of the unit. We will have time to review it together.